WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American in Germany tasting rare and exotic whiskeys. I have finally the Fettercairn 12-year-old single malt Scotch whiskey with 40% in front of me. So somewhere between 35 and 40 euros is the price at the moment over here in Germany. This was actually first on the market in 2018 in this bottle design, which I very, very much like. And it was actually matured in American oak and ex-bourbon casks. So that's about it. So I'm going to compare it to something I really like, and that's Cragganmore 12. So why did I pick Cragganmore 12? Because just like Fettercairn, Cragganmore, in my personal experience, is flying very low under the radar of the whiskey nerds and the geeks out there. I like this. Whoops, cork was pretty tight. I put this into blind, it wasn't blind, I put this into a tasting a few years ago, I must admit, about 3 years ago, and I really liked it. It won for me. Other people was position 2 and 3, and had some fairly stiff competition, or much, much, much more expensive, so why not? So the unicorn here actually has something to do with purity, as well as strength, and according to my sources here, I'm going to have to go back 1 second. So the unicorn is said to stand for purity and strength and has been a symbol of Scotland since the reign of King Robert III. All right, it was also used in a Ramsay clan crest, of which the founder, Alexander Ramsay, brought with him to the distillery. So way back when. All right, so this distillery was actually founded in 1824 by Alexander Ramsay, his family crest, and it's still on there up until the day. He did have to sell the distillery in 1829, just 5 years later. It was in financial problems, turned a corn mill into a distillery, and he lost his fortune. He sold the estate to the Gladstone family. So Gladstone, for people over there in the UK, oh, Prime Minister and Chancellor Gladstone, yep, that family. 1973, White and Mackay acquired the Fettercairn distillery and has remained in the company since, even though the company has been sold a few times. Now, can someone help me with something here? On Wikipedia, which I'm looking at this moment, and the English website for the Fettercairn distilleries, it says that there are 2 wash stills, each with 12,800 liters. On the German website, it says there are 2 wash stills with 13,000. And then, that's the interesting part, in English it says there are 2 spirit stills with 12,800, which are exactly the same size. And then in the English one, it says there is 1 spirit still, sorry, in the German website, there's 1 spirit still with 13,500 and 1 with 11,500. Who's right? Is the German Wikipedia or the American Wikipedia site correct? Unfortunately, in my very, very smart book here, it doesn't say anything about the sizes of those stills. It just says here 2 pairs of stills with an unusual feature. When collecting the middle cut, cooling water is allowed to trickle along the outside of the spirit still neck in order to increase reflux and therefore produce a lighter spirit. So they want to produce about 1.5 million liters in 2020-21. So I hope they make it. They have a capacity of over 2.2 million, but they're not running 24/7. All right, so the next thing that I thought was very, very interesting is, as I mentioned, since 1973, it belongs to White & Mackay. And in 2007, White & Mackay was bought by the Indian UB Group. It used to belong to United Spirits Limited for 595 million. And then 7 years later, the White & Mackay was sold for 430 million. 160 some million less on the Emperador International Limited, which is in Thailand, I think. Did they sell off some distilleries in the meanwhile and get rid of some of their assets? I don't know what happened there. Otherwise, it would have been a very bad deal. All right, on the nose, this is fabulous. I love this whiskey on the nose. Mango, pineapple, a little bit of a mocha moment. Very, very nice. So for the value for money on the nose, I must admit I really enjoy this tropical fruit delight. On my very smart book, it says here, a delicious combination of pineapple, banana, and mango together with coffee bean, cured ham, interesting, and dried flowers. Still fruity on the palate, but also becoming more spicy and malty with a bit more mint at the end. All right, so that's what they say here. Great nose, I like it. Over here, the Craggamore, it's darker. There is a little bit of a peat moment in here that I cannot always perceive. 2 to 3 ppm is what I've heard many, many times. I think it varies according to batches what they've had of the malt as well. And this has a lot more of that toffee honey moment. Belonged actually to the, what was it here called? The classic malts. Glenkinich, wow, Jason, from the lowlands, Dalvini from the highlands, Taliska from Skye, Lagavulin from Isla, at least I didn't say Isla, and Oban from the West Highlands. So there's 2 actually here from the highlands. So this is the space side. All right, so I'm going to try this first and let's see what happens. 32 euros, 32 to 35, 35 to 40. 40%, 40%. And by the way, they're both having artificial color in them, and I think Diageo puts a little bit more than the White and Mackay group does, in my personal opinion. There's some tired old casks in here. And the initial moment of the fruity mango, pineapple, banana moment trickles off into a wood disappointment. A little bit of sawdust, a little bit of old wood, a little bit of a tartness and bitterness. This is a beautiful, beautiful dram on the nose. It enters well. It definitely disappoints, and then towards the end there's a little bit of recovery. I'm going to give this a solid C. It's not a bad whiskey. Value for money, a C minus. If you're at the beginning of your whiskey career and you want to try something different, if you want to try something with a pineapple, mango, banana type of moment, you do not get that everywhere. Fettercairn is the place to go. This was relaunched and this bottle was designed 2018. Do not go out and buy the old whiskeys here. Part of the standard range of Fettercairn. It's really funny. The 12, the 16, the 22, the 28, the 40, and the 50. I don't think we have many whiskeys out there with a core range of 50 years old. Glenfarclas has something up to 40, but why not? Why not? So Fettercairn is something unique. Just like Jora, many people have said, oh, Fettercairn and Jora, no thank you. They tried it once in their life. Come back, try some of the new special editions. The 16 from Fettercairn, mwah. The Warehouse 2 Batch 1 edition, mwah. This, okay, but for the value for money, it's still not that bad. If I were going for something that was different, bang for your buck, the Craggamore 12 is definitely it. I enjoy the Craggamore a lot. The honeyed malted toffee moment is there. Tying the alcohol with 40% pushes a little bit age statement. All right, good whiskey. I like, I can recommend. I do not think it will disappoint. The Craggamore Distillers Edition was not mine, and the Craggamore 20-year-old special release from 2020 or 2021, I forgot, was just way too expensive. Wasn't a bad whiskey, but for the value for money, I would have taken this instead any day of the week. All right, thank you very much for watching. What is your favorite Fettercairn whiskey out there? And second of all, what do you think about the unicorn? Isn't that great? what other whiskeys should have a unicorn, could have a unicorn, instead of using a deer, a buck, or whatever. I think I like the unicorn a lot, to be honest. WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American in Germany. Not excited about this. Solid 3, 3 minus for my value for money. That's the way things roll. Like, subscribe, tell others, and share this whiskey video and the whiskey review video if you'd be so kind. All the best. Bye-bye.